Visionary Minds Public Relations and Media is a proud sponsor of CAMedia Podcast. Be sure to get all your publicity, digital marketing, writing, media consulting services by emailing visionarymindsny@gmail.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CAMedia Podcast, the show that allows you to come in your own unique way. This podcast will be about my journey throughout my adult life. I will bring my friends, and there will be some episode in which I will be alone to speak about what's on my mind. Topics will range from society, culture, sports, relationships, and so much more. There's nothing off limits on the CAMedia Podcast. So, as you come into my world to listen to my podcast, feel free to know that this is a safe space and a personal space to bring your family and friends to listen to the CAMedia Podcast. So come and join this ride with me, and as always, this is the show that allows you to come in your most unique, authentic way. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CAMedia Podcast, the show that allows you to come in your own unique way. I am your host, Clyde Anderson, and today this podcast is brought to you by Visionary Minds, Public Relations, and Media. So if you have any media consultations or media inquiries, you can contact Tammy Reese at visionarymindsny@gmail.com. Again, that's visionarymindsny@gmail.com, and she would gladly get back in contact with you. Today this will be a short podcast. I'm just want to talk about my high school, not the one I graduated from, the one I attended, Paul Robeson High School, as tomorrow will be its reunion. First of its kind, the first of any high school kind that I could think of in the state of New York. So I attended Paul Robeson High School from 2002 to 2007. Supposed to graduate in 2006. I had my credits that I needed to graduate with. I just didn't have the regents. But the process of me getting to Robeson was very interesting because when I was at 113, I picked Acorn High School. 113 is Ronald Evans Learning Center. It was my junior high school. And at the time when I went, which a lot of my friends from PS9 went to, it was one of the top junior high schools in the state of New York. But the high schools I selected on that list, if I could remember them all, was Acorn High School, Benjamin Banneker, Boys and Girls High School, Medgar Evers, and there was another high school. I can't think of it. I think I picked like 5. So I didn't get into none of the high schools I wanted to. George Westinghouse wanted me. I did not want to go there. And then what happened? Something happened. I don't know what happened. I then went to a meeting in which had like a couple of choices of other high schools. It was Robeson was one of them. I think Medgar Evers was the other one. I don't know. And then I do also recall going to a meeting for Acorn High School, and that didn't go well. I don't know why. I forgot. So I really wanted to go to Acorn. That was the school I really wanted to go to, and so happened I didn't. So happenedly I did not. So then there was like a meeting at Robeson, And I really didn't want to go to Robeson. I had no interest in going to Robeson. Literally, no interest. I wanted to then go to Medgar Evers. My mom didn't want me to go to Medgar Evers, so she wanted me to go to Robeson. I'm like, I guess, whatever. Because 3 years prior, my mom wanted me to go to 117 because everybody in my family went to 117. I'm like, no, I don't want to go to 117. Even though it was like right the corner from my house, because I lived like on Lafayette, between Skillman and Bedford. I didn't want to go 117. I want to go 113. And I think 258 or 250, yeah, 258 was another school that I think that wanted me, but I'm like, I didn't want to go there. I wanted to go 113. That was the school I wanted to go to, and I went there. And I'm like, Mom, you gotta find a way to get me to 113. Like, I had to go there. Like, and she did. Like, she knew Miss Corbett, who was at the time the principal at uh, junior high school 113, and Miss Corbett 20 years prior was my mom's teacher. So I got into 113 gratefully, graciously, and thankful for my time there. I loved it. I didn't have, I didn't walk, nor did I go to the prom there. So eventually, my mom was like, all right, you going to Robeson. I'm like, all right, whatever. And then the last day of my junior high school, I found out George was going to Robeson. I'm like, oh, okay, I got George, so I'm safe. I feel okay. And here goes James and Rondell. It looks like, yeah. What the fuck? Uh, we'll come back to this podcast. There'll be a part 2 to this, and we'll be connected. Uh, be right back. So, yesterday, even my guys from upstate came and visit me. So we got a men's weekend. This is back to yesterday's podcast that I tried to start and upload for today. But needless to say, we had an epic night with my godbrother as well. But let's go back to what I was talking about the podcast. And again, welcome back to the podcast. This is part 2 of my Robeson memories. Some of great moments, not so great moments I will talk about. And I try to be real brief with this. So I was saying how Georgino, at the last day of my 8th grade, last day of school, I knew that Georgino was attending Robeson. I'm like, okay, cool, I'm safe. My guy, the guy that I went to school with for like 5 straight years, from PS9 to 113, was going to high school with me. Super cool, super dope. Now I'm excited because I feel safe, like I was saying previously. So, didn't have a prom for junior high school because I had to go to summer school. I didn't even walk. So, first day of school was like 9/11/2002. If I'm not mistaken, I think I started that Wednesday. Yeah. Anywho, so like I had to wait in the hallway in the first floor to get my class schedule. Got my class schedule. Hella nervous because I'm like, I don't know, nice fucking people in here. And I'm like, how do I make friends here? Besides George, I don't think I even seen George for probably the first week. And then found out I had class with Crystal. I'm like, Crystal, like, what are you doing here? She goes there. Me and Crystal and George all went to PS9 113 together. I'm like, okay, familiar faces. All right, I could like bob and weave and get to know people now because I have people that I know. And then I found out like my nigga Manny's there. I'm like, oh shit, this is hella dope. This is hella cool. So like 9th grade, I I'm still trying to understand myself. And then I found that Shawnee was there. Another person I went to one team with, and then who else? There's a couple other people I can't think of it right now. Like, it's not on the top of my brain right now. They went to 113 with me, and that went to Robeson. So I'm like, all right, familiar faces, cool. Ninth grade was a little tough. I had a super dope environmental science teacher. She was super dope. I think me and Crystal had class with her. I always sat in the back of the class because, like, if I don't feel you, if I don't know you, I need to observe. So, sat about class, and I, observed the students. And then, what else happened? I had a fight, not in the environmental science class, in the English class with some guy testing their flexing with me. I'm like, oh, okay, you want to fight? I'm like, all right, cool, let's do this. Got my ass whipped. Got my ass whipped. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, because I did some wild shit at 113. I used to do some wild shit, which I'm not going to speak on this podcast. Maybe it's the proper time for me to speak on. My ass whipped in high school. So I'm like, all right, I got to rethink whatever I'm doing, or however I'm triggering people. I got to rethink when I'm doing things. Like, okay. So that led to, what did that lead to? That led to, I don't know, like, this is like 20 years ago. I'm trying to remember. That led to me, I don't know, me not really saying nothing to people, I would say. And just only socializing with people that I know. And then, like, I ended up meeting, I think, Dip, Dre, Twan, the LAF gang, people that was on my block growing up, and they went to Robeson. I'm like, cool. I'm like, yo, can I roll with y'all? Cause this ain't it. Like, this is not my cup of tea. These people not my cup of tea. So anytime I see them, I would socialize with them, or anytime they saw me, they socialize with me. I felt more safe because now I got people on my block that something happens, they got my back, because we all grew up together technically. So now I'm like, all right, I got some backup if something were to pop off. I have some backup. So I remember having, I think this is still ninth grade. I remember having class and Jim. I had Major as a teacher, Larry Major, who was considered one of the best high school basketball coaches in New York State. And took on a liking to him. Very, very teachable, very caring, a super dope human being. He was an influencer. Like, before there was influencer, he literally took care of his players, his students, and he literally watched over us, like, hella dope. So I think one of my grades in his class, he gave me like a 65. I went to him like, yo, dude, what the fuck you doing? Like, not like that, but like, I'm in your class every fucking day. Shouldn't get no fucking 65. No, to my mom, hey, mom, yo, you need to talk to this guy, like, because I'm about to go in on his ass. So my mom talked to him, like, yo, like, never missed his class. So he had to literally change my grade to 80 or 85. I'm not sure which one he gave me. He changed my grade to like 80, 85, like a B plus. This dude, I'm in your class. I do everything that you need me to do. Participate, whatever. Keep my grade up. Like, I didn't do too well in ninth grade. I had to go to summer school. And then I did all right in summer school. And then 10th grade happened. And, I met people like Malcolm, Eric. Oh, my God. Who else I met? Several people. I can't think of the names right now because there's so many people we were having class with, and Eric took a liking to me. I was like, I see like my CD collection, and I wound up losing that shit in 10th grade. Like, I was so mad, so angry, so pissed off at myself. That was around the time when I'm like started like, okay, I could probably cut class, I guess, like not go to class, which that only led me to going back to summer school and doing some class over again. But I was passing my classes at the time. I was passing my regents, passing my classes, barely passing, right? So 11th grade, I wound up meeting some other people. I will not discuss their names on this podcast because they're lame as fuck. Anywho, I wound up meeting James, and I found out that my cousins went to Robeson, Tonia and Chanel, and then I met some other cool people like Shanicia and oh my God, I can't think of names right now. Cool people, like for real. It's like it's a blur to me. Tarina and who else? I don't know. But anyway, so I started socializing with them. At the time, BCal, which was like the Brooklyn College Art Lab, was in Robeson, and I would go there and socialize and get homework help and get Regents help and meet new people, which also led me to TAS, the Ed School Corporation, and I became a city scholar, and that's when I really met some amazing other folks that didn't go to Robeson but went to the other schools. Like one of my close friends and good friends, Amelia and Anika, and who else? Oh, Diana. These people I still talk to this day. Like, super dope, super cool human beings, females, as you see. It's a trend of females, right? And then, like, 11th grade, I felt like it went well. And then I noticed my mom would be in the schools. Like, Mom, why are you working in my school? What are you doing? So she decided to work for the city, and she be working at my brother's school, my school, my cousin's school. I'm like, Mom, what are you doing here? But which led for me to get like some perks. So at the time I was going to Robeson, their scanners, they would check out school bags at XYZ. If we had any electronic devices, they would take it and put it up for the day. So knowing that my mom was in my school, visiting my school, and working at my school for time to time, I would bring my cell phone, or bring my PSP, or my Game Boy Color Advance SP, and I would have something to entertain me while I was in school or on break during classes. Because sometimes school is boring, and sometimes your friends are in class, and sometimes they cut school. And I wasn't trying to always cut class. I just want to keep something to entertain me. Around that time, I believe, my boy Dip and his crew, our crew, recorded some fight in the hallways on the third floor, and like he literally had a camera and recorded this shit. Like, and that led to like truancy officers swarming the school, shutting the school down. And other crazy shit that happened. This is when I was exposed to, like, I wouldn't say I was exposed because I wasn't doing it. People doing drugs, people having sex in the back staircase. Not saying I was new to this. It was more common. You know, I was also supposed to, like, just be in the lunchroom and just cutting class and hanging out with friends for. So I really, 11th grade was a lot, and it exposed a lot for me. And then I had another fight. Wind up being one of my close friends, who I literally fucked up at school. And we wind up becoming, like, good friends and whatnot. And then 12th grade happened. So this is 2006. There's a lot of stuff happened in 12th grade. So started with Mage committing suicide, which led me to, like, a state of depression, which led me to be more suicidal, which led me to be in the hospital for, like, a month. That led to me getting an altercation with the assistant principal and him wanting to see my program card because he thought I was cutting class. And yes, I was cutting class. But I'm like, dude, you're not getting my program card. I'm going home. Like, he's like, what? I said, I'm going home. See ya. So I left the building, and then, like, I was holding the door, or maybe I didn't. Needless to say, my back was behind the door, and I think I felt his hand actually grab the door, but I'm looking left and right. I'm not looking at the door. More overlooking left, because I'm like, which way do I want to go? Which way is quicker for me to maneuver to get home? So I wound up pushing the door closed, and needless to say, his arm got caught in the door, and I accidentally, I'm saying this on this podcast, I accidentally broke his arm. It wasn't like I intentionally did it, because there wasn't no intent, but it was an accident. And so I got home, and they was like, yo, my grandfather was like, yo, Clyde, you can't go back to school. Your mom or your family member got to come to school, and you got to apologize to this guy because he asked you for your program card. You said no, and you went home. But in the process, you injured this guy's arm. I'm like, what? What the fuck you mean? I'm like, I ain't apologizing to this shit. So my mom asked me to apologize. I'm like, I ain't apologizing. My sister took me. I'm like, Clyde, just apologize. Get back to school. I'm like, no, I'm not. This is when I was like, yo, I was being really defiant. Like I'm sticking up for something. This guy always treat us students bad. Mr. McCarthy. Dreadlocks, dude. Dirty ass dreadlocks. No offense. Like, always treated us students bad. Took our hats, cell phones, tried to suspend us, put us on after school suspension. This guy did not like us students. Fucking pervert. My opinion. It's my podcast. Didn't like this guy. So I thought the teacher was like, yo, just apologize, man. I like you, Clyde. You're dope. Just apologize. So you just come. I'm like, sir, like, I like you too. Cool people. I ain't feeling this guy. And I had to stand up for my class, because the class of 2006 did not like this nigga. Like, I hate to use that word nigga, but they did not like this guy. Like, so when he came in and talked about the events, I'm like, most of it accurate, but I didn't intentionally like get you injured, but your arm got caught in the door. At the end of the day, I'm not apologizing to you. Like, I'm not kissing your ass. Like, fuck no. So needless to say, he thought it was best for him and Mr. Weston, another fucking pervert. Nothing against him, but the fucking perv. I sound like I contradicted myself, but didn't like him either. There was something weird with him. But they gave me a superintendent suspension, so I was out of the school additional 2 months. So, like, and basically, it was crazy. So my 12th grade was, I had a lot of trial and error with life, and then outside of school, my best friend Janine, she was pregnant, and her and my mom almost got into it. It's around the same weekend that we committed suicide, but her and my mom got into it. My mom's like, yo, you know what? You can fucking live with her. I'm like, fine. Until it was really time, and my mom second guessed what she said because she knew that, all right, you said this, I'm gone. Because I was that type of person, like, don't tell me something and I'm gonna hold you to it. So, wind up not staying with Janine, but needless to say, 12th grade was crazy. Most of my friends graduated. George graduated, and at the end of the 12th grade, I had like at least like give or take 40 credits, 3 regents. So I had to do summer school, and I had to pass like my classes, which I passed my classes, and now it's like I didn't pass the regents. So I'm like, what do I do now? You got 44 credits. You can't graduate until you have like 5 regents. So I'm fucked. I was fucked. Like going back to that school for the 5th year, like, and not really have to take really any classes, but to sit in classes, to relearn the stuff that you learned, to pass the regents was horrible. Like really, really horrible, really tough for me. I was not a fan of that. And 2007, that whole year, 2006, 2007 class year, I had to do the same shit again. Like, mind you, you can take regents in June, August, and January. Tell me why I did not pass my regents that calendar year. Like, seriously. So, I'm like, you know what? Again, I had to do this shit again. I'm like, what the fuck? So I went back 2007, 2008. But the crazy thing is, in December, I decided to transfer. Like, fuck this shit. Because now Manny graduated. And it's like, dude, your friends left. like, what are you doing? And so I wasn't passing my regents. And I find it to be weird that how I'm not passing my regents. Or I would get real close, I'm not passing my regents. And mind you, we had to do our regents in pencil. And pencil, it wasn't like they taped up our regents after we finished and they had to we had to do our regents in pencils. So I'm like, all right, fuck this shit. So eventually went upstate and graduated within 6 months. So like Tuesday I talked to my mom about it. Yo, how the hell did I pass my regents within 6 months upstate, and then down here I wasn't passing it. I only needed 2 more regents and I wasn't passing either. So, like, I told my mom, yeah, they was fucking my regents. There's no fucking way. I should have graduated in 06. No fucking way. I had to wait additional 2 years. But God has greater plans for me. And I'm grateful for that. But that was, like, torture. Like, if I would have stayed at Robeson, I would have never graduated my high school diploma. And that's just facts. So I'm kind of glad I fucking left Robeson. Like, nothing against the school. But there's some shady-ass people there. And I'm not going to go on my podcast and list all the shady ass people that went to that worked or attended that school. I'm not going to do that, but some shady ass people there. So, there was like several shit that happened at Robeson. Like they opened up the Citibank opened up a new computer area. I think it was on the 2nd floor for the school. What else happened at the school? So 2005 class grew a weed garden at the school, which I think made headline news on the Daily News. It's crazy, crazy shit. I really don't want to talk about the maid suicide issue because that was a trigger. Oh yeah, I think the year before that, Magic Johnson visit the school to promote and to talk about HIV/AIDS awareness. I'm trying to think who else. Caroline Kennedy, JFK's daughter or sister. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. I should be doing some research right now, but she visited the school. Who else visit Robeson in my time there? Jay Wright, Villanova head coach. Jay Wright recruited Malcolm Grant to Villanova, and like Coach Jay Wright, hella cool, super cool dude. Which led me to be a super fan of the culture and the team of Villanova. And then what else happened at Robeson? Oh yeah, I got in another fight. I fucked up this guy. I can't think of his name right now. I'm always fighting. You can tell you I had one more fights than lost in Robeson. It taught me how to fight. That's one thing that taught me how to fight and to stick up for what I believe in. That's one thing I can say I learned during my time in Robeson. It really taught me how to stick up for what I believe in. It taught me how to fight because I usually never fight in school because I was really a good kid. I think Robeson turned me bad a little bit. It showed a different side of me, but it really allowed me to stick to what I believe in, and also allowed me to stand up for what I believe in spite of the consequences of life and situations. So those are some of my memories of the school. I would not tell people to go to Robeson, XYZ. But if you're good in basketball, yeah, go to school. But other than that, yeah, Robeson was Robeson. It was I don't want to say it was an unfortunate time. It was a unique time in my life going to that school because I didn't select that school. But it took me to a different path and where I needed to be at, which helped me to grow to be the person I am today. So just want to share some of my Robeson memories. I have other memories of the school, which I'm not going to talk about, but I just want to thank y'all for listening to my podcast, the CAMedia Podcast, the show that allows you to come in your own unique way. I'm your host with the most, Clyde, and tonight it's Robeson's reunion. I get to, which is a privilege and honor for them to even, for people, students, to do this and make this special. It's a privilege and honor for me to just even attend, and also have the prom that I never had, and to, I don't want to use the word fellowship, reunite with some of the students that I went to school with, past, present, students. It's an honor. This is an amazing opportunity for me to network. So I'm excited to see what tonight holds. Thank you for listening to my podcast. Oh, and also check out an extra episode which I will upload with a former Robeson alumni, and he will talk about his experience at Robeson. I'm gonna let you know that podcast is like, I don't want to say triggering, but it's some information that it's some crazy information on that podcast. You guys should check it out. Thank you for listening to the CAMedia Podcast, the show that allows you to come in your own unique way. Make sure you follow the CA Media brand on all social media platforms. You can follow us on Facebook.com/Clyde Anderson Media, Instagram.com/CAmedia__, Twitter.com/CAmedia__. For podcasting, you can follow us on Anchor.fm/CA Media. You can search Spotify or Google Podcasts at CA Media Podcast, or any other of your favorite podcast and hosting site. Also, give us a like, comment, subscribe, or share links. Or if you would like to be able to be a sponsor on this podcast or be a guest host, you can email me at CAMedia Podcast, the show that allows you to come in your own unique way.